Hey guys, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and welcome to another edition of the Batman Beyond review series. And today this is going to be another bonus video where we are going to be talking about the episode from Justice League Unlimited, which is called Epilogue, and we are joined once again by our very own good friend, Geeker Beyond himself, Chris.
Hi!
Glad to have you aboard again, Chris. And basically what we are going to be doing, just like we did last time with Return of the Joker, is we're going to be providing an audio commentary / watch along of the Justice League Unlimited episode Epilogue. So we are basically going to be talking about the episode while we're watching it. And Chris, you was the one who pitched this idea to do this. So what made you want to do a watch along / audio commentary for Epilogue?
It's something we always talk about anyway, and I love it. It's just one of my favourite stories of anything from DC, really.
Yeah, it's one of my favourites too. And the thing with Epilogue is it's such a shocking episode, probably more than Return of the Joker. Not so much what happens in this episode, but it's more about what we learn. It's such a huge revelation, and you probably would agree with this. It's such a huge game changer for Batman Beyond because it's just something you don't see coming at all.
Definitely.
So before we start watching this, we're just going to have a little talk about how we first learned about this episode, Epilogue. So we're going to start with you first, Chris. How did you first hear about Epilogue?
I was just watching Cartoon Network once at my friend's house, and it was just on because it did take me by surprise because it was Batman Beyond, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I just assumed they made a new series. I was like, oh, okay, cool, interesting. And then, yeah, I just watched it from there, and it blew my mind.
I didn't actually see this for a long time. I didn't actually know about this episode at all. I heard about this from a school caretaker. He was a bit of a geeker.
Nice.
I did work experience at a nursery years ago. I think it was back in 2007, and as a gift he gave me a couple of graphic novels, and before I left he mentioned to me, oh, have you ever heard of Batman Beyond? I said, yeah, I'm a huge fan of it. And he said, oh, have you heard about the revelation involving Batman Beyond? I said, what's revelation? He said, oh, I won't spoil it for you. I won't tell you how it's done, but basically it's revealed that Terry McGinnis is the clone / son of Bruce Wayne, and my reaction was, what?
Yeah, I won't ruin it for you. Jesus.
But I didn't have the internet back then, and
Yeah.
I didn't have an account to buy US DVDs, so I literally sat with that idea in my head for years, like, how did this happen? Why did this happen? And it wasn't until, I think, when I bought the Justice League box set of the complete series, I finally got around to watching this episode. I think I bought the box set maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and you know, I got around to Justice League Unlimited, and I finally watched this episode, and it just blew my mind. I just couldn't believe the stuff that was involved.
Oh, no.
Because originally, and you probably remember this, originally this episode was intended for the aborted Return of the Joker sequel.
With Selena Kyle, yeah.
Yeah, and it was going to be Selena Kyle Run who was responsible for cloning Terry McGinnis. And, you know, obviously when we get into watching this episode, you'll see what we're talking about, but I'm really glad they didn't do that.
No, I mean, I can't really see her knowing that, but I mean, anyone can be good at anything given enough time, which I guess, 40 years later,
Yeah,
maybe, but
anyone who's watched Batman the Animated Series, especially with the Catwoman episodes, Selena Kyle's smart, but not that smart.
I mean, yeah, but 40 years of anything, get used to. Oh,
Yeah, but it just wouldn't have made sense from a story point of view, Selena Kyle being the one responsible for cloning Terry McGinnis. It just wouldn't have made any sense. But anyway, we are going to start watching the episode Epilogue, and we're just going to talk about it from beginning to end. So With that all said, you ready?
Yep.
Let's do this in 3, 2, 1. Dun. Never gets old. So, here we are. Damn, 65 years.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing, is this episode set like 65 years from Return of the Joker?
I would imagine it's... Yeah, it's got
probably.
to be, isn't it?
It's got to be. So we see...
So if it was 65 years from the last episode of Beyond, then Terry McGinnis is an old man as well.
He's got to be.
Yeah, and he's 35, I reckon.
So we see the guy take out the guards, and very Batman stealth-like moves going on here.
Yeah. Bam. Bam. Bitch slap.
Yes. It's a cool opener, I must say. And
It looks like a Hispanic version of Blade.
it does a little bit. I remember when I first saw Terry, he looked like an animated Latino version of Tom Welling.
Yeah.
That was my fault at the time. And we see Amanda Waller as an old lady.
Yeah. The black leather trench coat could be part of the boys as well.
Mm. Yeah, remember I think, was it Star-Crossed? Bruce Wayne had that exact same look, didn't he?
Yeah.
The brown shirt, grey trousers and leather trench coat. It's kind of nice they did that. Like, it's like a little nod to that look Bruce Wayne had in Star-Crossed. And you see, like, Terry's hairstyle is very similar to Bruce Wayne's, but his hair's like much longer. So we got the opening credits of the JLU. This episode was originally supposed to be the series finale, wasn't it?
Yeah. See, that just wouldn't work. I mean, I guess it could have worked.
I mean, if this was the Batman Beyond series finale, then yeah, that would have been fine. But I don't really see how you could have had this as the series finale for Justice League, because it's not really a Justice League story as such, is it?
No. If he was ever going to do this for real as a last story, they should have done it for season 4 of Beyond.
Mm.
Do one more season of Beyond and then
This could have been the last
yeah.
episode, yeah. Yeah, they should have done that, really. But I don't think in any way, shape or form they didn't really know what was going to happen, because Bruce Timm said that he wasn't sure that he was going to get picked up for another season. That's why they did it, which kind of makes sense. Oh, here we go.
Oh, I love it.
Here we go. Brilliant. I like it's cool that we see it from Terry's point of view. It's black and white. Here's Bruce.
I know everyone keeps telling me this is not a flashback, but to me, I don't know. In my head canon, this is a flashback.
Mm.
Well,
it was said that it's from Terry's point of view. Like, it's not real. It's like if Terry did learn the truth. Like, it's like a what if. Like, what if Terry did learn the truth? What would his reaction be? And yeah, it's pretty. It's intense. How old would you say Bruce was by this point?
Coming up to 90.
Got to be. He's got to be at least 92. Or at least 91, because he looks old. And the Batcave's changed again.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's Terry's suit.
Which one?
In the first case.
Yeah.
It looks like Terry's suit. Nightwing's costume is pretty much the same. Interestingly enough, Batgirl's suit looks a bit taller.
And she hasn't got a cape anymore. Or Robin.
No, I don't see Robin's cape there either.
And where's Bruce's original bat suit as well?
Yeah, because we remember in Batman Beyond you had Bruce's suit in the first case. Robin, Batgirl and Nightwing stayed as it is. And then the last case was the red and black.
Yeah, the rebirth suit.
Yeah, the rebirth suit. So, unless Bruce destroyed it. It's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Maybe Bruce just got rid of it because he's too old to be Batman now.
Well, that Batgirl suit might be a variation of what Batgirl Beyond has in the comics.
Wow, this is intense. I like how that Terry mentions that Selena Kyle loved Bruce, so it's possible that she may have joined the Bat team.
Yeah. I've always said that I wish that one of the names he said would have been Helena as well.
Yeah, I remember you said it should have been Helena, so all the people who loved you just eventually left you.
Yeah.
Tim, Dick, Barbara, Selena, even Helena. That would have been awesome.
And then Bruce gives it like, an evil look.
That evil death look.
Like, don't mention my daughter.
So we don't go there. Yeah. This episode, when I first watched it, was really intense for DCAU standards. Because it literally just goes somewhere where none of the episodes ever went.
No.
This
It's really old. I like it though.
yeah, it makes sense. I mean, if it's set 65 years after them, Amanda Waller would be really old. Dana. How old would you say Dana is?
Same, well, around about the same age as Terry, like maybe late 20s, like 29 at least.
I'm guessing Terry's got to be at least 30 something.
Yeah.
Because if it's 65 years onwards, so Terry's got to be at least 30 something.
Well, I always thought Terry was held back because of his time in juvie. I always assumed that he was put down a year, and that's how he met Dana.
I think it was said that when Terry went to juvie, that Dana and him were already a couple.
Oh,
yeah, and
okay.
that's why Dana's dad never approved of Terry because
Oh yeah, I
it was
remember
back in
that.
season 2.
Yeah.
It's cool that they're still together up to this point. Because I always thought that Dana would have just, didn't want to know really after Terry's keeping secrets. But we did learn eventually in the comics tied to this universe that Dana did learn the truth, which I'm glad they did really. To think the most powerful woman, or was deemed the most powerful woman, political wise, Amanda Waller, she's just basically a shell of her former self.
Yeah.
Oh god, Parasite, Beyond.
I read a theory about he might be Mad Stan somehow.
I never heard that.
Oh.
I never heard that. It's an interesting one. See, Parasite here, he looks like one of those lost models for Street Sharks.
Yeah.
Like if they fought like a giant piranha on steroids.
They did, didn't they? Like the bad guy was a Piranha Man. I'm sure he was.
I don't think he was called Piranha. I forget what he was called. Piranha Punk or something.
It was like a He
was a huge guy.
Wasn't he responsible for making them into Street Sharks?
He was indirectly responsible. The same chemicals that made the Street Shark. God, this sounds like Turtles, to be honest. The same chemicals that made Street Sharks made him as well. Oh, we can see Cairo. He's fully Green Lantern now.
Yeah.
Because he was mostly a Buddhist, wasn't he?
Also, the Strike. What's his name? Was it Striker?
Who?
The guy with the spears.
Stalker.
Stalker. I thought he turned good in the end.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the deal was with Stalker, because Stalker was essentially Kraven the Hunter Beyond. He was like Kraven Beyond in a way. Like sometimes him and Batman would be allies if they had a common enemy, but for the most part they would be like on opposing sides. Yeah, I don't really know really. I mean, I'm not really sure. I mean, this isn't really a real flashback, is it? It's just like it's in Terry's head. But it's cool. I like that Terry's now the leader of the Justice League.
Yeah, and they aged up Kai.
Yeah, they've aged up Kai, and they've aged up Aquagirl. Warhawk sounds quite a bit oldish.
Well, he must be approaching a 50 by now.
He's got to be at least 50, and I will probably believe John Stewart is dead by this point.
Yeah.
I'd love to have one of those.
We've got them now. Roomba.
Oh yeah, we have, haven't we?
But they're more weird. It's like more like a disc thing.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. Oh, this scene where Terry learns he was just nothing more than a copy. Got a feel for Terry. How would you feel your whole life you was actually someone else's clone?
Dude,
messed up.
Pretty much am. Like, have you seen how my dad used to look like when he was my age? We look alike way too much.
Yeah. I like this. Is a cool moment here. The point is, I was never a hero. I never saved the Earth from the apocalypse of '09. Awesome stuff here.
So you got toe to toe, Mr. Freeze. Yeah. Brilliant.
Warren McGinnis was a good man. Yeah.
So Star Wars, man. You were.
Didn't we say a long time ago, Terry learning the truth about Bruce Wayne being his dad is like a Star Wars moment, it's like a Darth Vader moment, wasn't it?
In reverse.
The point is, I just learned that Warren McGinnis isn't my father. You are.
But it's totally reverse. It's like literally the son telling the father that you're my father.
Oh man. What do you want from me? I like how Bruce, he's just sitting there, he just doesn't give a crap. He goes, yeah,
No.
and I'm your father, and we did say before that the only other person who knew about this was Superman,
Yeah.
going all the way back to the call.
Yeah.
So makes sense, really. Superman's the one that's trusted with such a huge secret. Yeah, I mean, learning this revelation was huge, because you literally just don't see it coming. I mean, did they ever drop any hints? Did they ever drop any hints in the show that Bruce and Terry were biologically related at any point? Because I don't know if they did or not. I just wondered if you did, because you just recently watched
Yeah.
all of season 1 to 3.
He does have a conversation with Max, and there was something in there, but I don't know. I don't think he outright says anything, but
No.
it's kind of hinted a little bit.
Yeah. And I don't remember they ever hinted at it. Probably like you, I just remember that little conversation that I think Max said something like, "Oh, Bruce Wayne's like a father figure."
Yeah,
to
that's
me."
what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
And Terry goes, "More than you think."
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah, so
That's so weird.
I don't think they were thinking about it back then, but if they were, then it's pretty cool. So it doesn't completely come as a big surprise,
Yeah.
but it is still shocking. It really is.
Like that, they give him the Mr. Burns look, the little three moles on the head.
Yeah, and he's lost like most of his hair, hasn't he,
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne? And his eyes, I know it's just the shadow in the Batcave because of the lighting, but he looks like he's got war paint on.
He does, yeah.
He's kind of got that creepy looking horror sort of look to his face.
Christian Bale eye makeup.
I'll be back.
Apparently, that is how Bruce Wayne was going to look like in the original Beyond.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember that. I saw early pictures of that.
that would have been way too weird
much. That would have
looking.
been too much. That technology's been illegal for over 40 years. I like that how the technology that they were talking about that turned Tim into the Joker. I think Bruce is pretty much saying that that technology was banned by the government.
Yeah,
So I like that how the Joker stole that technology. So at least we learned a little bit about how Tim was turned into the Joker. Oh, poor Bruce. Look how that's just horrible. He literally has like a little mini cardiac arrest, and Bruce has got to pick up all his pills, and Terry just leaves him there. That's pretty messed up. I know he's not happy about what he learned, but he just left him there.
I always thought this joke coming up was a bit messed up, but she doesn't remember what this pill's for, and it's for dementia.
Yeah, that was a bit messed up.
Yeah, I was like,
And then she starts mentioning, like, oh, this pill's for this, and this
Yeah.
pill's for that. Yeah, that was a bit twisted. There was a line in earlier in that scene with Bruce and Terry where Terry very sarcastically says to Bruce, "Yeah, because you've never lied to me, have you, Bruce?" There's a flashback here of the Justice League. Is this the Royal Flush game?
yeah. Well, one interpretation of him, yeah.
Yeah. So there's Shira. Yeah. Who's the chick in the white cape? I've seen her.
Dr. Light.
Stargirl!
Stargirl, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, the woman in the cape is Professor Light.
Oh, was she?
She's in the Flash TV
Yeah,
show.
yeah. I thought. So. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, I remember.
There's also like a villain version of her as well.
Yeah, Yeah, I remember that one. Red Tornado. He actually appeared in Supergirl season 1. Or was it 2?
1.
That was 1. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was right. It was 1. Yeah.
And I think there was comics I read like from their universe where Red Tornado is Lois Lane.
I think I heard about that.
It's
I've never
really
read
weird.
that. I've heard about that.
Oh, well, also don't they do it for Ray, that Ray movie they did?
Yeah. Yeah. Red Tornado was in the Ray movie.
Yeah.
The one, the prequel to the Crisis on Earth X.
But wasn't that Lois Lane on that universe? Or
They didn't say.
Oh, they
no,
didn't
Lois
say.
Lane didn't appear yet.
Oh,
Oh yeah, this little flashback here in Epilogue, it involves a child called Ace,
yeah.
and she was dying, and all this, what the Justice League were fighting, was basically created out of her mind. Yeah,
So who's the little girl in Beyond
that
who
wasn't
Terry
a-
saves?
that wasn't Ace.
Oh no, but who
It
was
was
that
a similar.
little
I can't remember. I think it was supposed to be based off that character.
girl? Right.
Because Ace, the first time we see the little girl called Ace was back in Justice League season 2.
The Joker and Harley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when they did that game show, and she put the Joker in a comatose state, and that was the last time we ever saw him. So that's how I thought the Joker died.
Oh.
That's how I thought he died. I thought, oh, that explained why we didn't see him in Beyond. I thought that's what happened, because he was never seen after that.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, this was quite twisted.
Very Wizard of Oz. The Epic Road and the
Oh yeah, this is like a little nod to Wizard of Oz. Keep out. Yeah, this was this scene coming up here.
Dragon's Quest.
Dragon's Quest. I remember that show. Dragon's Quest. It was live action, wasn't it?
No, I'm talking about the game. Do you not remember the game? It was like an
I
arcade game.
don't remember the game. I remember
Oh.
the TV show.
Oh, okay.
Dragon's Quest. There's Ace. This scene coming up here, where Batman and Ace are like talking to each other on the swings. It's
Yeah.
it's creepy, but at the same time, it's really sad.
It is.
And when Ace like asks Batman, "Can you stay with me until the end?" and Batman says, "Of course." You know, that was quite emotional.
It's good that he doesn't take the mask off, because do you remember he would have been like total hypocrite if he took his mask off here, but then told Terry about you never reveal yourself to anyone.
That you revealed yourself to
Yeah,
to a
that
strange little girl.
Aliens.
Yeah, Bruce
Yeah.
has always been very strict about keeping the secret identity, which is one of the things I loved about the DCAU, is they always respected Batman's secret identity. He never took his mask off. Even there were situations where he had to,
Yeah.
he never did. He only took his mask off once, which was in Starcrossed. But that was literally like the world was coming to an end.
Well, 1.5 times, because you had Capering Cow conspiracy.
Yeah, but he had a second cow underneath.
Yeah.
But officially, Bruce has only ever showed his face to the world, well, not the world, to other people, was in Justice League Starcrossed.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Wally West, Bruce Wayne.
show off. Yeah. No, it's a good episode. I suppose if Justice League Unlimited never got picked up for another season, I suppose this would have been a good way to end the DCAU, really.
I love that great big fat thing was like this little skinny man at the
I know,
time.
well, it was all out of Ace's imagination, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, definite family moment.
Yeah, big time.
Much more.
Own Crisis with Superman and Kara.
Yeah. There's a few times I've done things like that. I've known Bruce Wayne for over 40 years. There's a cool bit of
I mean,
continuity coming
that
up.
shield looked like he had the Zod symbol on it.
Did a little bit. Zod never actually appeared in the
Oh, no.
DC. I know he appeared in...
So look,
Yeah. It looks like the Brave New Metropolis when Superman was a Nazi.
wasn't it like...
But it was more lightning shaped.
Yeah. But that was actually based on the SS from Hitler.
So this is another bit of cool storytelling coming up here. We're basically learning about how Terry was cloned, and Amanda says that Bruce was getting older and slower, and eventually he would have to retire, or someone would kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can see why Amanda would do this. It's still twisted. And like you said earlier, really glad they didn't go with Selena Kyle, because that just would have been stupid.
His belt reminds me of the Burt Ward belt from the 60s show.
I never really noticed that.
The buckle,
Yeah,
apart from it's grey.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Still twisted what Amanda did, though.
Yeah, well, she was always twisted.
What's new about that?
But I like when we see the Phantasm again.
Oh yeah, that was nice. Project Batman Beyond. See, that would make a cool title for a movie.
Yeah. I think I told you before, it was this episode that I actually realised it was called Batman Beyond. Because obviously in our country it was always Batman Forever.
Of the Future.
Batman of the Future,
I like
yeah.
that line where so Bruce Wayne left it all over the town. Not like that.
But remotely what I meant.
Not remotely what I meant. Yeah, funny days. I remember there was a line you said when we started this series a while ago. I think it was like over a year ago. I remember you said to me that Warren McGuinness looks like Jim Gordon Jr. When we started this series over a year ago.
Shit, I just thought something.
What?
Can we go back? Yeah. First time ever, him taking the vaccine shot in the arm, that's...
Oh.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
And also, this would have been what, 2019, 2020 in their universe?
Yeah, it would have been.
Wow, man.
Wow, scary.
DCAU predicts quarantine.
Foreshadowing.
Oh,
You cute baby. So that was the thing that always bugged me, was Warren and Mary had ginger hair,
yeah.
but Terry and Matt had dark hair.
Oh no.
That was really weird. That bugged me for years. Like, how is that possible? And I remember you said before, the only other thing it could be is maybe another member of the McGuinness family had dark hair.
Yeah.
So it's possible.
And Matt McGinnis, I guess, is also Bruce Wayne's.
Yeah, he would
son.
be. Yeah, he would be.
He left over.
Stock.
Yeah.
Grey Ghost Strikes. He looks like Tim Drake.
Yeah, especially in those colours.
Yeah, definitely. Warren looks too much like Jim.
Yeah.
And his Phantasm. First time. This is the first and only time we've ever seen the Phantasm in a TV series appearance outside of the movie. I thought that was pretty cool. They brought Phantasm back, even if it's just a cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite cool. The only difference is they made the eyes orange, didn't they?
Well, they're not orange. What was they originally?
White.
Were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Andrea.
Wow. She's like Barbara Gordon.
She does a little bit, actually. Just with short hair.
But doesn't Gordon have short hair at this time?
Yeah, I'm not really
I
too
don't
sure.
know. Wow.
Wow. Terry's just had his whole world turned upside down. Poor guy. I'm guessing Amanda probably dies after this.
At some
Sometime
point,
after.
yeah.
Sometime after.
She's all like liver spots and
Yeah, she don't
cane.
look. I'm sorry to say, Bruce even looks healthier than Amanda.
Mhm.
And Bruce, the sort of lifestyle Bruce had as a crime fighter, you'd have thought he would look worse than her.
Yeah.
He doesn't look too bad, really. You're not his clone. You're his son. Yeah. You may not have his brains, but you do have his heart. Nice. I don't know, really. I don't know if I fully agree with that. Terry's quite smart in his own way.
Yeah.
Maybe not to the degree like Bruce is.
Oh,
but,
no one is.
but he's still quite smart in his own way. I mean, he has to be smart. I mean, he learned from the master.
Who would you say was smarter, Lex or Bruce? So
I've
I think
always said Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
I've always said Lex Luthor. I would say Lex and Bruce are both smart in their fields, but I would say Lex has probably got the slight edge.
I mean, he cracks the code of the... Remember in Destroyer?
Mm.
He cracks the code and becomes one with a soul sword, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's right. And also, he was the only one who was able to put Brainiac back together.
Yeah.
And, and he studied all the Kryptonian language in the early seasons of Superman, so I'll probably give the nod to Lex. I think Batman's more known for being smart in terms of preparation, but if we're talking overall intelligence, I'd probably give the nod to Lex. Would have been quite interesting if, instead of Amanda Waller being the one responsible for the cloning, what about if it was Lex?
I mean, yeah.
Would have made more sense.
We know that he can do that because look at Bizarro, season 1 of Superman. Is it season 1?
Season 2.
Season 2.
Beginning of season 2.
Yeah.
But they did set that up back in season 1 when that incident with the giant dinosaur and the kryptonite.
Right.
They did set it up. So yeah, you're right. You're not wrong, but you are right in a way because they did plant the Bizarro episode for that to happen back in season 1. But yeah, but as we both said, it makes more sense, the cloning of Terry, that it's Amanda Waller, not Selena Kyle. I'm glad they didn't go with that idea.
Yeah, and let's not forget, Lex did create Nuclear Man.
Yeah. Oh dear, trying to forget that one too.
Yeah.
So.
What if they make that continuity, like if they ever bring back the Justice League Unlimited?
You never know. I like this line Amanda says at the end. If you want to have a better life than the old man, take care of the people you love.
Oh, totally, I agree with that.
Or don't. Choice is yours. So, even though it's funny that Amanda Waller was portrayed as one of the biggest villains of the show, but yet she gave out the best advice at the end.
Yeah. Life will do that to you.
Yeah. But I don't know if it was in the show, or in some continuity, it was revealed that Amanda Waller actually changed her ways and actually became a valuable ally to the Justice League.
Yeah.
In later years. Yeah, I think we know what the question is that Terry wants to ask Dana. Yeah. They always said for years Batman can never get married and have a wife, but it's nice to see Terry's broken that tradition.
Well, in some universes, Bruce does get married.
Yeah, he does. Bruce. Would have been funny. Would have been funny if Terry says, "How do you feel, Bruce?" Lousy. I like that line. Bruce says, "You're in my chair."
Enigma's overrated,
especially at 4 a.m. Brilliant. Where the devil have you been? Oh, Bruce just looks horrible. But I suppose he looks better than Amanda.
I love the purple sky. Or was that just the windows of Wade Manor?
I think that's actually the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how Bruce said, "I've made you some soup," but it's cold.
It's like from Batman Returns.
Yeah. Oh, and Bruce eats the soup and it's like, "It's cold."
It's supposed to be, sir.
And Bruce looks up. And Bruce looks up. What? Okay. And just proceeds to start eating. Yeah. I was worried about Gotham if Batman's not around. I'm already on it. Nice. Always. I like this line what Bruce says, goes, "Oh, Kent's called. Nothing apocalyptic though." Nothing apocalyptic though. He just wants your opinion on a case he's working on. Yeah, that was cool. I like that.
Do you think that's Clark Kent, or do you think it's the little boy from the comics?
Who, Connor?
No, you know the...
Oh, Zod.
Zod's... Oh, yeah, the little boy was called Zod, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think it's probably his Superman.
Yeah.
You're a real piece of work, you know that?
Just like my old man.
Nice. And this little scene is a callback to On Level Wings.
Yeah.
When we see Man-Bat.
What was that?
I have no idea. Yeah, this was a nice callback to the very first episode of Batman the Animated Series. And I like how the Batman theme's all rocked up.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. And that concludes our watch-along of Epilogue. Even though it's credited as a Justice League Unlimited episode, to me it's the Batman Beyond series finale, would you say?
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah. I don't think that Epilogue is an episode in the Blu-ray collection.
It should be, but I can see why it's not.
I have to check, but I don't think it is. But
would be cool if it was though. Like, even there's an extra.
Yeah, I think the only extra you get is Return of the Joker movie.
What copy?
Doesn't say which copy, but I think fans said that if you buy the Blu-ray in US, you get the director's cut.
Oh, okay.
I think, but I don't know that to be 100% true or not.
Be cool to have, because I've got my one's it's the cut version.
I've got both versions.
Ah,
Took me a long time to. Oh yes, took a long time to get both. So before we wrap up, we're just gonna quickly give our final thoughts on Epilogue overall. So, what did you think overall?
Yeah, I love it. I always love it. I don't think I'll never stop loving Epilogue.
No.
Like, keep Epilogue a secret.
Oh yes. Yeah, I liked it. It was really good. Would have been better if they did make it into a movie. I think what they could have done was they could have made it a sequel to Return of the Joker, but just kept it as but still keep it as Amanda Waller. I think that would have been fine. Because I did read on I think was it either Watchtower database on Wikipedia. They did say that they were wanted to do an army of Bat clones as a result of Terry's cloning.
Yeah.
Like there was some sort of side effect. So Terry was the only copy that came out perfect, but there was a side effect, and it created like an army of Batman Beyond.
I think that was on Watchtower because they did a video.
Yeah, that would have been would have been cool if they had kept that in there. But yeah, I mean, I personally don't think I would have changed anything about Epilogue, except maybe just make it into a movie, because I think there's still a lot more you could have done with that story, but they made it work.
Oh, definitely, man.
They made it work.
I do like those guys over at Watchtower.
Oh yeah, they're cool. They're awesome. They're always putting out good stuff. So anyway, that's it from us. We are going to wrap this up now. What's your thoughts on Epilogue? Did you like the idea of Terry McGinnis being revealed as the clone/son of Bruce Wayne? Or did you like the idea of that it was just all in Terry's head, that it wasn't really real? And what's your thoughts also on Amanda Waller being the brains behind Project Batman Beyond? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and we will see all of you next time. So until then, take care everybody, and stay safe.
Goodbye.
And goodbye.